Hello, hello. It's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. Welcome back. Happy Sunday, maybe Monday for you. As always, all readings and divinations are for the purposes of entertainment only. I'm not a lawyer, doctor, therapist, or what else am I not? Financial advisor. If you need one, please seek one of those. I thought I would start off real quick tonight. Please give me names, not what do you call it? Astrological signs. I don't care about them. Everybody keeps asking me about the coronavirus. So I'm going to give you the logical nursing information from having been a nurse. And I'm going to give you what I get psychically. Hello, everybody. So psychically, yes, it's going to come to the United States. Obviously, it's already here. No, there's no need to panic and freak out. I think a lot of people are going to get it and have no clue that they had it. They're going to think they had a little sniffle, cold, whatever. They'll find other, or not even know. And the people, obviously, they've been saying this, that are medically fragile. So, or people who have underlying medical problems are the ones we're concerned about. And anytime any colds or flus or anything go around, we are always, and from a medical standpoint, concerned about the people who are medically fragile. So who are those people? People with COPD, people with asthma, people who are older, who don't have the immune system, cardiac issues, little babies, pregnant mamas. So if you don't feel well at all, there is no need to run and panic, but do be mindful and keep yourself distant from people who could potentially. So if you know somebody's a senior citizen, if you know somebody who has COPD or asthma, or tends to get really sick when they have bronchial issues, or who has had pneumonia in the past, cardiac issues, little babies and children, if you know somebody who's pregnant, just stay away from them. Be kind. Always good. Hand washing is your best bet. Sing happy birthday to yourself twice while you're scrubbing. Make sure you get in between your hands, the palms, get down around your wrists. And you don't need antibacterial soap. Just get regular old soap. It actually works just fine. I love how you're all typing and I'm doing something I feel is really important because I keep getting asked about it, and it's hard because you're asking me and I can feel everybody's anxiety and fear around it. And so when I do get clear on it, I just want to share it with you. I do feel a little sort of be calmed down. I keep showing July as the kind of where it is. I don't think it's gone forever. I think it'll be something that'll be more commonplace, but not as prevalent. And people will pass away, but people pass away from the flu. So stop panicking, stop freaking out, use good hand washing techniques. Be mindful of touching your face. If you watch me do these videos, I'm touching my face constantly. We all do it not knowingly. I saw a really good tip from one tarot reader. I was like, that's brilliant. If you can, grab doors, and if you're in a public, where there's a lot of public transportation, like the subways or whatever, grab the rails with your non-dominant hand. That means the hand that you don't write with, because you're less likely to touch your face with that hand. You don't have to have masks. I'm telling you, from when I used to gown up and glove and everything else, the first thing I couldn't wait to get out of when I got out of the room was to get that stupid mask off. It's hot. You're touching your face a lot. It's obnoxious. And if you don't have a good fit, you won't know it if you're just buying the masks outside, because you're not getting fit tested for it. So you may have a seal in it anyway, and it's really not doing anything but just making you uncomfortable and probably touching your face. Everybody talks about mindfulness, right? Mindful meditation, which is redundant and stupid. But when you talk about being mindful of your hands and touching your face. Be mindful of washing your hands. Make sure you're using cool, tepid water instead of warm water. I know it's cold out for a lot of you, but you're going to get more skin breakdown. So also make sure you're moisturizing, because your hands get really, really dry. That's it. That's my spiel. There's nothing to panic about. I have 3 little children. I'm not panicking and going into crazy mode. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do to, prevent it. Just hang in there. Don't get too panicked. Good hand washing. Be thoughtful. If you don't feel well, don't go to work. Don't think I can muster through. Just Do what you got to do. All right. Remember to like and subscribe. You're going to see that a lot from my regulars. Welcome everybody who's new. Again, I don't feel like it's, even though you're hearing the word pandemic and all of that, relax, good hand washing. And also, with the flu, it's 3 feet is droplet precautions. That's what you're practicing in the hospital. That's why they have you gown and glove and put on masks. So if you can keep about a 3-foot distance in between anybody, you're good to go too. Listen, people are going to pass away from it. I'm not saying that people aren't going to die, especially the medically fragile. These are typically who the ones are that are passing away. When you see like the doctor in China who passed away from it, it sort of makes me wonder, did he have some underlying medical thing? Yes, sometimes healthy people do pass from the flu and everything else, but typically they're not the people we're worried about. And it sucks, but it's also part of the human condition. And try not to take that on so much. All right. Holy cripes, ladies and gentlemen, let's get going. Hello, and thank you to my oldies who keep everybody in line. I'm kidding. Jakari, do I see you? And let's see if you retyped it. The first thing I get is no. I was looking for a name. Maybe that would help me give me something else, but no, the first thing I get is no, I don't see you. I actually see you moving on, finding somebody else that will be more interesting. Rosewater, what's coming to you in March? It's funny, they showed me, the first thing I heard was speed skating. So I'm like, okay, I know that's not what you do. But to me, what I think of when I think of a speed skating, you're moving fast and you have a lot, like you're going to be moving fast. So whatever you're doing work-wise, it feels like everything's very, very fast. It's going like this. The month is going to pass very quickly for you, but it's smooth, right? So a speed skater is smooth and it's very elegant the way they're moving. So it's not an issue. It's just, everything is like this. I don't feel like lots of love vibes and all of that. It just feels like moving fast and smooth. Thank you, Danny. Any guides for you? They said, speak your truth. You're still holding back. You're still holding back. And that you have nothing to fear or worry about. Like it's not going to turn around and bite you in the butt. So I don't know if you've been holding back from something. It does feel more work related. But you do tend to hold back anyway, but this feels more work related. Let's see, 37. Danny, anything? No? Okay. Sorry, sometimes I wait to see if some of you respond that way. Hi, Monica, Blue Angel, Lisa, Baseman. No one is stepping through, Lisa, unless there's somebody. If you want to look at somebody specific, give me a name. Baseman, will your investments pay off by the end of the year? They will, but I feel like, I want to say this, I feel like right before November, there's a dip. And then it's like a hiccup and it comes back up by the end of the year. So Monica, rate general reading. So your guides say, I always, It's weird the way the shadow is in that crack. It looks like there's someone peeking through the door, but there isn't anybody doing that. Okay, so I heard get it together already. So it just feels like you're sort of dragging your feet on getting moving on things. This doesn't feel like dating to me, though I sort of feel like you drag your feet when it comes to relationship stuff too, like putting yourself out there. It's like you're asking for the universe for all of these things, and they're like, hello, you need to take the first step. You can't, you got to walk out that door first before the world can, you can enjoy the universe. So it's sort of like, I also feel like needing to be more organized around me. Like I'm sort of just like letting stuff kind of to the wayside around me that I shouldn't be. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, Monica. Oh, I'm sorry. I realize I haven't been typing people's names. Sorry. Bernie for Lisa. Okay. All right. Well, I know there's a lag, but I feel like I keep seeing so many questions and that it's making me feel like I just have to move through these. Katie Ray, I think you're next. And I heard 2 weeks. You'll get a job. And it feels like an opportunity coming to you in 2 weeks. So I don't know if that means you'll get offered the interview or you'll get offered the job, but it's a shift in 2 weeks. I don't know if you worry a lot about like the whole Mercury retrograde, but they're like sort of like, stop. That's like not an issue. You worry. It feels like you're a worrier. Stop worrying. Passion, will you get the job at Envision? I feel like yes, but I also feel like there's another one that you might get as well. And it'll sort of like having to make the choice. Hi, Mallory. Hi, Happy Vibes. Thank you for asking, Laura. I am good. If my kids would stop getting sick. Talk about people who put their hands in their face and their mouth, little kids all the time. Okay, so my eyes went all wonky, Emily, and I read how does monkey feel towards you? And I was like, so I reread it. Monty. How does Monty feel towards you? Sorry. All right. So I feel like, she's all right. Like, I don't feel like, but it's again, like sometimes when you guys are asking me about people, it's like, you're not really fully putting yourself forward. I also feel like he has his eye on a couple people. Like, I don't feel like he feels very young and sort of like playing the field, so to speak. I know a lot of dudes like this where they were capable of dating a lot of women at once. I always am amazed by that because I was never able to do that. It was just too much of my energy spread too thin. Let's see, that was Emily. I don't know if I typed your name. I'm a little sleepy tonight, so it is what it is. My 3-year-old thinks that she doesn't need to sleep anymore. She wakes up all the time. I'm not kidding. She wakes up more than a newborn. It's freaking ridiculous. And I'm not a cry it out person. I just can't. I just figure she's not going to go to college waking me up every hour, right? They don't sleep in my bed. So happy vibes. Where will I meet the person I'm going to marry? So I got this interestingly. So I see church, but it doesn't necessarily mean church because I saw church for somebody before. Oops. And she met her husband on this is of somebody I used to work with. She met her husband on what's it called? eHarmony, which is like more of a Christian dating website, though you don't have to be Christian. And there's like so it could even be like if you're Jewish, J-date. But it feels something more spiritually aligned, like meeting him that way. So that's what it feels like, where you will meet them. So, if you're spiritual, it could be like a meetup for astro people or whatever. Don't start asking every person you meet when you go to these things, are you the one? Oh, Jakari, I answered yours. I'm going to delete that question because I really, and now that I have the name Kenzie, I still don't feel it. I still feel like whatever happens, it's like just not meeting up timing wise. So it's like having crushes and like both being like cutesy flirty with each other. But it feels like by October, there's actually going to be somebody else that's like kind of gotcha. So, but I am going to remove it just because otherwise I keep whatever. I just mess up it, whatever. It's not that important. Anyway, Anne, you just want to know about money coming fast and furious. Okay. So they said not until you open your mind to it. You still have a slight block for it. It's that, okay, so I see like a little bit putting out, a little bit, I get a little bit, and then it's like, it's just like, I don't know if this is a pattern you've had where it's like, oh, what is this? So the belief system I'm getting like led to feel like it's just that idea of like, it's not, sorry, see, touching my face. It's not possible. Or like that old belief system of like limitation. All right, here's an example of a manifestation I did. So I was like, I had this like limiting belief not with the lottery in the sense that like, because I've always been like, well, somebody has to win, but it's sort of more like, I don't want people crawling out of the woodwork being like, where's my cut? And all that toxicity that can come with some of the thing. And I was sort of like, I've sort of dealt with some of that stuff in my life. So I don't have that fear anymore. So I was like, all right, bring it on. I thought, instead of doing the big numbers where there's all the numbers that have to like line up or whatever, I thought I'm just going to do a little scratch off card. So my manifestation was, I always win when I hit a scratch off. So the next day I decided I'm going to go buy a scratch off, and I bought like a $20 card because I had a $20 bill in my purse. And it was like, I was going through the numbers and it said, if you hit the one that's like, whatever number it is and it has the stack of bills, that's the amount you win. And it was a $40 thing. So, okay. I was like, all right, so we'll see. I'll let you know if it hits again. So it's just sort of like removing that belief system, that whatever it is connected to it, but it feels like a belief system of like always hearing, it feels like a male's voice, like a dad's voice or a grandpa's voice, like, oh, that's for suckers. Like nobody ever wins. It's all rigged. Like that kind of thing needs to be pulled out. And it's also, so even though in like a work sitting, it feels like people look at me with readings and things like that. And it's like, oh, you can't make any money off of that. Well, maybe right now at this very moment, I'm not pulling in the big bucks or whatever, but I do believe that with this work, I can be very successful. So don't allow other people's belief systems to poison or muddy the waters, so to speak. It's just, there's still a little something there. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm just rambling. All right, Anne, that was for you. Let's see if you have any comments to my rambling. Good morning from Holland. How are you, Duchess? Oh, you know what, Duchess, on the last video, I'll have to try and link it, recommended somebody was looking for a job. Does that make sense, Anne? somebody was looking for a job, and Duchess Margaret was kind enough to link a video that would be helpful. I didn't skip you. If there's a whole bunch of people that are time-stamped at the same time, I promise you it looks different on my screen than it does on yours. I did not skip you. I will get to you, Alessandra. Yeah, it just feels like there's some little block that's happening. It's not big, but I feel like money isn't gonna come in, but it just feels like it's kind of coming in little bits. Feels like maybe by May you'll kind of hit and get, like, where you'll get it. There's lots of energy around me. What do you see? Share away, Nora. Stretch your abilities. I remember one time when we lived in Hoboken, and I lived in an apartment, and I saw, like, I just kept seeing people walk down my hallway, and my grandfather, who's in spirit, who passed away before I was born, slammed his head in and he goes, "Don't worry, it's like Grand Central Station wherever you are, but we got you. You're good." You're welcome, Anne. All right. So I'm going to move back. Okay, happy vibes. Where will I meet? Oh, I said that, where you're going to meet the person you're going to marry. Sorry. Alessandra, see, I told you didn't skip you. You're right here. What's coming in the near future for you? Do you have headaches, and do you have health issues right now? Like, are you sick? Because I just feel like, the first felt like a little bit of respiratory, and then I felt a headache, and I felt a little bit of nausea. Can you validate any of that? I also feel like you need to be drinking more water. You're not drinking enough water. Headaches all the time. Okay. So just watch yourself, because it may be, sometimes when they show me this, you've been going through so much. Okay. So I would work on making sure you're just drinking, doing, when we talk about self-care, like, I used to think before I started doing my healing work that it was like going out and having fun and doing for myself, but it's really not. It's really about doing the basics of self-care. Sometimes we really forget to do that basic self-care. Live life. I'm not really sure I understand that comment. Anyway, it feels like needing to drink water. You need to drink more water. Also, I feel like my energy is really drained around you too. Do you know if, like, you have enough iron and things like that? Have you had your levels tested? Thank you, Kitty's Corner. It just feels like I'm going to end the questions because I know I have a ton. You don't. It may even be that I don't know if you're very fair skinned. Look up the signs for anemia, because it may be something like where you have a low iron thing. See if it fits. Juliet, I didn't live in Hoboken in the 80s. I was born in 78. So, but it's a very cool little city. I was in Texas in the 80s. You got in there just perfect timing. Hey. It's been your whole body lately. That's how it feels. So it feels like there's other stuff going on, but make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're getting the right nutrition, because I feel like nutritionally I'm deprived. I'm not eating well. I'm not taking care of my body. I don't know if it would lean towards even maybe being like the way I feel like anorexic, like I'm eating just this small amount. I'm only able to eat like crackers or something like that. Okay, Duchess, I'll let you have yours. In fact, Duchess, since it's so late there, if nobody minds, I'm going to answer Duchess's first, since she's in Holland and it's ridiculous o'clock there. Is everybody else okay with that? Don't worry. So, okay. For the people that are here, just because I say no new questions, it does not mean I'm not going to go back and answer your questions. I don't want to take anybody else's questions. Okay? All right. And so y'all are cool with me answering Duchess's so she can go to bed if she wants to. Super cool. Okay. And let me just finish with is it Miss Emily? And then I will get to you, Miss Duchess. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Did I say Emily before? Alessandra, question. Or is that on Alessandra? I was on Alessandra. Okay. So I just feel like watching your nutrition, watch what you're taking into your body. It almost feels like because you're empath too, so it just feels like everything around you is and everybody around you is overwhelming. So I don't want to say like isolate yourself, but really be choosy about who you're surrounding yourself with and what you're paying attention to in the world, and just try and find the things that fill you up that are more positive, that aren't such a lower, heavier energy. So I don't want to say like don't read the news, but it's like don't be so obsessed with what's going on in the world. Just kind of like work on healing within you first. Okay. All right. So Miss Duchess, you're up next. Let's see what your question was. Oh, that's a good question. I actually feel you with your grandchildren. But it still feels like I can travel back and forth, but I do feel you like with your grandchildren and spending the majority of the time with your grandchildren and not regretting it one bit. Do you have a granddaughter? Because I'm seeing this little bitty. It feels like it's important to her. Like there's going to be a very special relationship that the two of you have. Does that make any sense, Duchess? All right. I'm going to roll back up and get going with everybody else now. Y'all probably have to remind me that I already read for Duchess because you know how I get my little psychic amnesia. Passionless I did. And I did Alessandra. Sonia. I actually see her going out of state. But I don't know if it has like it might be something where it's like reciprocity, where like I know when we went to school in Wisconsin, you could pay, like if you were a Wisconsin resident, you could go to school in Minnesota and pay Wisconsin state fees, and same thing with Minnesota to Wisconsin. So it might be something where you have reciprocity, where it's like it's not an out of state fee thing. MN, can I do you a reading? Can you do me a reading, please? Okay. Is there anything specific you want to know? MN, do you drink a little bit? Because I heard you're good, you're good, you're good. Just lay off the booze a little bit. So I don't know if you've been like maybe not even that you're like an alcoholic or anything like that, but maybe just more like I've been having a little bit too much fun, going out a little bit more than I should. Oh, Live life. You know what? If I believed in hell, that might be scary to me, but I don't. So you have a lovely night. Enjoy yourself. Bye-bye. Um, that person's a Trumper, by the way. uh, oh, I just don't have time for it. You know what? That's always somebody. If you're going to come onto somebody's channel, it's like walking into their home and just being rude and nasty. It's like, first of all, Jesus didn't teach that, if you want to go that way. And second of all, if you're really Christian and you believe in hell and all of that baloney. And second of all, like, how miserable of a human being are you? How unhappy are you? It's just sad. So I don't need to do anything to that person that they're not already doing worse to themselves. So anyway, manners, manners. You're welcome, Duchess. So wait, who was on? Sonia, are you still with me? No? Yes? Maybe so? All right. Moving on. Sorry, I can't wait too long for y'all because there is a list of questions. Regine, happy birthday. I actually feel like this year is going to be a lot better for you than last year because it feels like last year was just like stuck in the muck, that feeling of being like in the swamp, in the thick of it. And it just feels like bopping along this year and doing so much better. So I feel like March through November is smooth sailing and a hiccup in November. But then, and by hiccup, I just mean like, they're showing me like dropping something and then needing to pick it up, but still being able to move on. It's not an issue. So with maybe work-wise, you drop the ball just a little bit, but it's able to like keep moving on. So don't conflate things. Don't make things bigger than they need to be. If that happens in that month. This might be the year to focus on your health a little bit too. It feels like really needing to focus on, because I just feel a little bit of short. It feels a little bit out of shape is the feeling I get. Not like I have a respiratory issue or whatever. So it feels like this is the year to sort of focus on your health, and because I feel like you're focusing on everybody else and everything around you and like sort of like balancing and juggling everything. And it feels like focus on your health this year and like really getting yourself into that, because you're going to live a long time and you want to be healthy to live a long time. So it's like get your stuff in order now so that you're healthy for a long time. And happiest birthday to you. As my friend Sam would say, happy solar return. Miss Laura and love. EQ, I see you're here. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Maybe I have, but I don't think I have. I think you've been missing for a bit. Hi, Sherry. Oh, okay. So, sorry, I have to, I would recommend, the feeling I get is that you romanticize love a bit, and the idea that it's like in your head you have this idea of what it is, and like there's sort of like bring it down a little bit, because it's like it's not that you shouldn't have high expectations of people, but it's to the point where it's like no one can really live up to that. So like sort of it's not going to happen like in the movies, but it'll be pretty great. They're showing like March being something happening in March, and it feels like the third week of March when I come to the third week of March. So I don't know if it means because they're not being specific, but it just like a shift for you. So I don't know if it's I decide to like really put myself out there and do the dating thing, or which means to me, whenever I think of putting myself out there, dating apps and things like that. You have to understand my background though was nursing, and it's like all I knew a whole bunch of ladies, and the men that I met in nursing were either not attracted to women, or were already married, or were just like, well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to marry a doctor. No offense or anything to anybody who's a doctor out there. I just y'all have crazy schedules and crazy dedication, and yeah. So especially if you're taking call and all of that. So it just feels like something in March and then something again in May. So it's like these are 2 important months for you, and it feels like the third week of March and maybe the first week of May. So maybe it's I start to put myself out there. I'm kind of dating and like kind of, and then May I meet somebody and I like that get that hope back. But they're sort of like try not to romanticize it too much. Sorry, don't want to take too long on those. Oh, Mallory, any news work-wise for you? That's a new one. So I heard Tony go, I got her there too. And I see like, I think you're going to find, I don't know if you have a desk, but I see like a penny, like he slid a penny on the corner of the desk and a little piece of candy. So look for that. Did he ever have like a thing about tails being like, I don't know if he was like tails isn't unlucky or something like that? Like it was like to him it was lucky, whatever. You know, and they say like if you see a penny, I know it says if you see a penny, pick it up, you'll have what is it? All day long, you'll have good luck. But there was like something about if it's not heads, then it's unlucky if it's on the tail side. Is something going on here with your throat or your thyroid, or are you having an irritation on your skin or your neck, Mallory? Yeah, Vicky. Oh, Vicky, you were supposed to just post your question. You don't ever have to, but I've already kind of closed everything off so that I'm not here all night. You've been breaking out on your chin. Okay. You're welcome, Laura. It feels like it's diet related, and then I don't know if you've been using a new detergent or something, or but it's like it's have you switched detergents or something? Because it just feels like not permanent. It just feels like something, or a lotion or perfume, or done something new. I'll get to you, Juliet. Remember, the order looks different on yours than it does on mine. So whatever reason, it gets flipped. And Blue Storm, I think, helped figure that out one time. So if it seems like I haven't gotten to you, it's not that. My order gets different than yours. Could be your face lotion. Yeah, it just feels like it's not. It feels like a topical, like a contact type dermatitis thing, not like your. But I also feel like you've been eating a lot of baked goods lately because it feels like sweet and bready, whatever, like cakey, muffiny things. I did say no new questions. That's why I didn't want to, because when I say no new questions, that's when I'm done. Because I still have to catch up. I'm on the minute mark of like 8:38 right now, so 8:39. So I still have a lot to catch up on. Okay. So I'm here every week. Let's see. I answered Alessandra, Jason, Marks. Any messages for you? Okay. If you can go back and you have typed your question a million times, would you please kindly go and remove them? Because it catches me up. What happens is that I think, oh, I've already read for you, and I start going down from there. And it's not fair to the people who may then get missed, or the frustration at the end of mine of realizing that I'm almost done and I'm really not almost done. Thank you. Sherry. Okay. I mentioned before that there was an oppressor in a past life. Can I tell you any specifics? So I keep getting, it's funny because in past lives for you, again, it feels like two men specifically. And one actually feels more like it's like a father figure, but I feel like it's almost like, I don't want to say a slave owner, because I'm not sure that that's the right, but it just feels like, I mean, maybe that's what it is, but it just feels like he's huge and heavy set and sweaty and and it's this darkness around him. They're not showing me specifics, but let's just say this. I wouldn't be surprised if the person that we talked about in your private reading, you have lived many lives with that person, and that person has played an oppressive role in your life in other lifetimes. Do you have that emotional feeling of being suffocated right now? Because that's just I don't think I'm literally being suffocated. I just feel emotionally right now. So I don't know if you just recently had a fight or a disagreement. Oh, it's okay, Adriana. That's fine. Don't worry. I don't get mad. It's okay. Just for the future. Just one time. Oh, you're welcome. Good night, Duchess. Hi, Herdesh. Welcome, welcome. Psychic. Wait, physically you're short of breath? Okay. I just think that's a validation to show me that, first of all, go get that checked out. I don't know that you have this, but it wouldn't surprise me maybe if you had like walking pneumonia or something like that. So just go get that checked out. If you're being short of breath, go get that looked at. That's not something to monkey around with. But I also think that that's a validation for me that I'm getting right about the connection with the person that we talked about in your reading, having played that role in several lifetimes for you. Yeah, y'all, I'm still at 8:38. Holy moly cannoli. Okay, lemon zest. Will I get the desired healthcare? Would it be more the 16 hour? More than 16 hours a week? No, I think it's going to be part-time to start, but I feel like in 3 months it'll shift up to full-time that they'll so I don't know if it's like where they do, see, scratching my face, touching my face, y'all. Where they do like temp to hire type thing, but it feels like starting part-time and moving into full-time, and it feels like within 3 months. I feel like you'll get, if you don't get what you asked for, it'll be just below it. So it doesn't feel like too far off. I feel like you'll be happy with it. It'll be fine. I feel like you'll get cost of living increases and things like that. Like, I feel like they'll be pretty, it's not going to be a stingy place. Bonita, what can you expect in the upcoming months? I know it's not what you want to hear, but I feel like more of the same, but not bad, just kind of like status quo. So don't, it's just not any like, I won the lottery and I'm going on a vacation and look at me, I'm going to Disney World. It just feels like status quo doing okay. So also on the upside of that, silver linings, the world is not falling apart for you. There's a kitty around you. I don't know if you have a kitty in spirit. There's a little kitty around you. Hi, Jody. You get a general reading. What do you see coming up for you? So the message that they want to have for you really is just don't be afraid to ask for help, because it feels like I don't ask for enough help because I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to bother anyone. I almost even feel like I don't really tell my friends what's going on because I don't want to be a burden or a bother. And I feel like that's an old belief system that you were sort of raised with. And it actually comes from, I feel like mom's mom sort of passed that down, where it's like, oh, you don't want to bother anybody. You'll be fine. You just like, it's not like like out of a mean place or whatever. It's just an old belief system. So don't be afraid to, what is this? Sorry, when I do different things physically, I know that they're sort of speaking to me. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It feels like it's really, really important to not get overwhelmed and overburdened, because I just feel like I'm not asking for help when I really should be. And that's important for you in the next few months. Oh, Vicky, you're in the UK here. Come in next time. If you're in another time zone like that, you guys, like the way Duchess, I realized Duchess she said she's in Holland, and it jogged my memory to do that. I will try and answer yours first. I hope nobody minds, but they want to go to bed. You're welcome, Blue Angel. Does that make sense? Everybody, I am greatly appreciative that you would check in with me at crazy o'clock in the morning. That is a huge compliment. So thank you. You don't like to ask for help, but true. Okay. So it feels like it's really important in the next couple of months to be asking for help. I had to train myself to ask for help. So, okay, good. Have a sweet dreams. Happy Monday to you. Okay. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to rush through these, and I'm just not doing a very good job of rushing, am I? All right, I'm up to Lisa. Any messages for you? With the little boy have patted you on the shoulder, he just feels very, like, encouraging, and saying you're doing a good job. So I don't know if you need to hear you're doing a good job. The other thing I feel like is, to continue exploring your spiritual side and your spiritual ability, because I actually do feel like you are, very intuitive yourself. Um, and through stretching and finding your own faith, it'll sort of relieve some anxiety in your life. So I don't know if you've been having anxiety lately, but that's sort of the feeling I get. And it's funny, I feel like people wouldn't know that about you. Hardesh, I'm not taking any new questions because I know you're in a different time zone. You're an hour behind, but I try to keep it to just the time, like the first 30 minutes. Otherwise, I really can't get to stuff. Henry, what's going on here, dude? Lisa, does that make any sense if you're still with me? You know what, I'm going to answer just real quick. Lisa, Hardesh, because we're doing a private reading on Friday, but I think it's a little bit of both, and we will go over that on Friday. Okay. Stop it. No, don't do that. Stop. Sorry. No. Sorry, I don't have my, I realized I didn't have my mouse hooked up, so I'm just using the little pad, and it's annoying. Breezy living. What do you want to know from your spirit guides? So they said keep living, and it's that feeling of like, don't just stop everything and wait and hold your breath waiting for whatever answer you're waiting for. They're like, just keep going. Everything's going to happen and move into place just fine. Just keep doing your thing and keep moving through it. I don't know what that means. I also feel like a lot of you are so worried about health issues, you're going to create stuff for yourselves. Jason, any messages for you? Are you and Lisa related? Or is it just a coincidence on the last name? Do you have a knot in your, like, so it's really weird, but they're showing me like almost like a baseball knot, like up here. So I don't know if you have like a tightness in your shoulder or a knot in your shoulder, but they're saying they focus on your healing. So I feel like you're ignoring some health stuff, and it's nothing that should be horrible, but it feels like stop ignoring it and take care of it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Husband. Okay. Do you ignore your health issues? Oh, Solas, welcome. Nice to meet you. He does. Okay. So it feels like this just not here that I need to take care of. So they're saying just stop ignoring your health needs and your health issues, because it feels like while it's not a big deal now, that it'll grow into a bigger deal if you don't take care of yourself. Rochelle, you did not miss your message, love. Didn't get to you yet. Are you going to somebody else's house for dessert first before you eating dinner? Kidding. Sorry, I know I'm a little slow sometimes. It's the habit of somebody who wants to make sure they're doing their job right. Oh, man. Okay. Mimi, do I see Dario continuing to contact me? Yes, but I feel like it's going to fade. I feel like you're going to lose interest. It's like not enough. Remember, when you're dating, everybody is putting their best foot forward. So if it's kind of like not a great foot, it's not going to get any better in a relationship. Sweetest rain, you will definitely keep up with the info. Thank you. Esmeralda, what are your guides trying to tell you? To listen. It's funny. It feels like that feeling of like she's asking us to talk to her. She's asking and asking and asking. And then we do. And she goes, oh, that wasn't it. So quit being dismissive, even if it's something little, and don't act like, oh, it's only this. Like I hear that a lot of times when people are growing in their spiritual gifts. They're like, but it was only, and I'm like, only? Like they talked to you. Are you kidding me? Like someone messaged and they were like, but I only heard, and they like heard an audible voice. I'm like, do you get how much energy they have to like pull to like get you to hear? So don't say only, because they're building a language with you. So when it's just, little bit by little, but honor and show gratitude and all of that stuff, and they keep moving. Britt Al, welcome back. Work project, and when will I see a promotion or increase? I don't see a promotion, but I do see a good promotion, but not for another year or so. And the stress, I feel like a lot of that is self-induced stress. And so there's sort of like when you kind of take the stress off yourself. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be flippant about it. You don't have to like put a lot of like, it's so serious, but it just feels like, take the stress off of yourself and understand that everything kind of will move. Like you just do one thing at a time instead of looking at the forest. Just do one thing. I can only do one thing at a time and get it done and do it. It's a feeling I could get. I feel like I'm supposed to ask you how's the moving going. So I don't know if you found a place yet or what, but it feels like it's upon you soon. Pink purple hearts, your paper will be approved for Japan. I do feel like it is, but I still feel like I know they're dragging. Like I literally see, when you see like the ghosts and they have the draggy feet or whatever, or the weird, like they show you the cartoon caricatures. Sorry, my throat's really dry. That's sort of like what I'm seeing. You're going. See yourself going. It might even be last minute, but you're going. I don't see you not going. Urban lady, ready for a transition out of place you've worked at for many years. They're anxious and hesitant about it. Is it a good choice? It is a good choice. It is. You're a creature of habit, so it's like it is just terrible anyway, is the feeling I get. But it's good for you. I feel like it's almost lateral movement now, but with more opportunity to grow at the other place. So you got this. You're good. Music for the vibe. Any messages for you? Has your nose been bothering you lately? It feels like allergies. Like, have you been to the allergist lately or something like that? Like, it just feels like. Yeah, I bet. So it just feels like you might need to go to the allergist and get like a test or something, because it just feels like, sorry, my just scratch. The hazards of being an empath. It feels like get that under control so you're not confused about what's going on. And just so you're not miserable, because I feel like the spring is going to be rough for you for your allergies. Not your fault. Usually once I recognize it, they stop, but there's some reason why and they keep showing me a dandelion. I get dandelion. Do you have a dog? Holy Christ. Do you have a dog? Oh my God, this is the worst, y'all. Stop. Okay. Music. I gotta move on because this is like no dogs. I feel like you have a dog allergy, so I don't know if someone's coming into your life that's gonna have a dog or whatever, but it's just like definitely a creature of habit. Okay. Steph, I'm not taking any new questions. Adriana, I've said this several times. Relax, relax. You have not been skipped. My order is totally different than your order, and I don't know why it happens that way, but it does. Okay? So I haven't missed you. I haven't skipped you. But I'm losing questions because I'm not moving fast enough. So some of these might not get done. I got to move faster. Sorry, y'all. Any spiritual messages for you, Rachel, as in personal growth for life advancement? Stop being so controlling, because I literally heard let go, let God. So it's like sort of like I'm trying to micromanage everything around me, and they're like, it's not helping you. Sarah 214. I keep hearing for a lot of you, speak your truth, speak your truth, speak your truth. So it's like afraid to stand in your own and stand your own ground and be who you are. It's like I'm always worried about judgment around me. And listen, when people are judging you, they're too worried to look at themselves and all of their own insecurities. That's the truth. Magical, too late to be on the list, love. I'm already losing people here. Oh, I'm glad I was right, Breezy. You have the flu to go to doctors. I'm better today. I was sure, but I don't think. Okay. Katrina, could you just give me a name of whoever what's going on? So I really don't like everything is so like, I don't have a voice or anything to tap into. So it becomes very like, Christ almighty, stop doing that. There's nothing for me to tap into when you're just saying Taurus versus whatever. Names are fantastic for me. Adriana, tomorrow you will ask for his feelings. How is he going to react? Whoa. Like, that's how I feel. Whoa. Like, I don't really, like, I'm not, he's not great with confrontation. So, it might be a little like, ease into it if you're going to do it. That's all. Just ease into it, because he's, not great with confrontation and not really comfortable talking emotions and feelings and all of that stuff. Hala, thank you very much. Henry Chang, hello, hello. Earth Angel, why isn't AJ texting you lately? Truly, because I think he's lost interest. And it sucks. It's not what you want to hear, but it is what it is. See, Emily, I answered yours. Adriana, I answered yours. And I answered yours. Angel Wings, you want to know if new love is coming in for you soon? It still feels about 6 months out yet. He showed me like a dry riverbed. So it feels like just like whatever your options are, they've kind of dried up right now. So it feels like a 6 months out. And it feels like somebody new, nobody that you know already. So it could be a friend of a friend or a new coworker or something like that. Sherry, tell me his name again so I can just kind of keep him in the back here. I don't know if I typed angel wings, so I'll do it again. I know I'm a little sleepy today, so you're not working, Danny. Oh. Bernie is who you're hoping for coming in, Lisa. Did Bernie like a good party, and was he very, very social? Because I literally feel like him, and then like, I don't know, whoever else is back there, but sort of not making themselves known and like laughing and talking and being social and like, yeah, she's good. Like, it's not like, and I feel like Bernie might have had a drink or two because I see a real red nose. Does that make any sense? Nora, can you have a reading? Of course you can, dear. I try not to call y'all dear and love and things like that. Sometimes I find very in a very subtle way of like putting your thumb down on somebody in a way. Oh, there you go. That's why I did that. They said that you don't have a really, you're very nice and you don't want to upset anybody or rock the boat. So I sort of don't draw my boundaries and my lines and what's acceptable to me because I just don't want to be offensive or rude. You will learn to set boundaries is the feeling I get, and you will learn to do it without being offensive or rude and still maintaining who you are, but having boundaries. It's very important though. I feel like needing to draw stronger boundaries. Katrina McGregor, relationship and money, please. I'm going to just do, because I'm so far behind tonight, we're going to just pick one, because when you ask for relationship and money, that could be a 20-minute reading. So relationship wise, they say you tend to be a bit codependent, which is not the worst thing in the world and is not unheard of. By the way, a lot of healers, nurses, I was thinking about this in the car the other day. We tend to be codependent people. We tend to be wounded people and people who come from trauma. It is why we serve and help and why we never go to the bathroom, because we just put everybody before ourselves. So, and you learn to anticipate people's needs, right? Because you're inherently, like a lot of nurses, because of the trauma and stuff they went through and abusive situations and stuff, they tend to, I'm telling you, just be able to know people's needs before, like they're anticipating them. So it feels like having unhealthy relationships, and it just feels like the past is like a lot of codependent behavior. So it feels like really get a hold of that and understand where that comes from for you. And I'm happy to be wrong. If you're not ready to look at this, that's fine, whatever. But it just feels like a lot of like communication breakdown, and like they're saying toxic, like this last relationship, very toxic. So it's like, heal that and figure out the source and the root of why you would tolerate that and put up with that stuff. I'm not saying I think you're toxic. I'm just saying like whatever, because it will help you move into a better place. And they're highlighting December for me. So it feels like moving into a new relationship, but not until December. Kitty's Corner, what do you need to know? Have more confidence in yourself. It's interesting because I feel like just really like if you're doing a reading for someone, whatever it is, it's like, don't allow them to kind of push you into a direction. It feels like, no, this is what I'm getting and this is what I feel intuitively. So trust your intuition more. Have more confidence in that. That's actually what I feel like is really important for you. Nicole, you were thinking about studying hypnotherapy this year. What do I think will be the outcome? I do think that you will do it. I think it'll start this year and finish next year. I don't think it'll be a thing, but I do think that you'll move into that and you will, I feel like you'll do well with it. You're welcome. Yeah, a lot of doors. It's 3 different closets and then the door to the basement, the rest of the basement. And I like to pretend like I have a game show, so it works like that. Did you ever go what, remember like Let's Make a Deal? I think it might still be on, but it was like, everybody would dress up in funny outfits. And it'd be like they'd have all these different like doors and boxes you could choose from. Bria, general reading. I do feel like there's a lot of communication issues for you right now because I'm getting like all these different communication messages. So it's speaking your truth. And then I heard, I got nothing. She doesn't listen. She doesn't. So it's like wanting to hear what you want to hear and then not having to happen, not speaking what needs to be said. So it's, having the intention of one thing and the impact is totally different. So it's like really, really work on your communication and healthy communication styles and also your listening skills. So it's like this whole area of communication, and it feels more personal rather than like work related. It feels very much in my personal life. If I've already answered questions for you, I'm going to kind of move past so I can get, you've been putting up cleaning your mail drawers. We'll get to it, Miss Monica, if you're still here. Elizabeth Lynn, what kind of news will I get when your doctor about cervical cancer? Sorry, I'm trying to feel past the nervousness of that. I keep hearing it will be all right. So I don't know if that means it'll be mild and like a level 1, whatever. But it just feels like it will be all right is the main thing. So I don't feel like I've spread and gone all over the place. I just keep feeling like it will be all right. And I'm sorry because that's a very scary thing to go through. No, Katrina, I don't always pick up on names. Sometimes I do, but you don't need a name. I think sometimes they withhold information because they don't want us to be so focused on one thing that we miss a lesson that we need to have somewhere else too. If you haven't liked, please like, subscribe, share. Nora, that's a really big one. I can't answer that. And like, I don't feel comfortable answering that in this thing. I don't know if you ever want to have a private reading where I can look at his picture and kind of like focus on that more. I would feel better about that. It's just, it just feels too much to answer in this setting. Serene, what's your question then? Did you type it? And I know I didn't get to answer it last time because you didn't type it before. More questions. Oh, okay, there you are. I don't feel so, Serene. I don't feel like you will. And I keep hearing it's for the best. And I know you really, really, it's like that feeling of, I know you really, 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 really want it right now, but I feel like you're going to grow at a point, and realize, like, kind of move into a healthier state and realize that it was like, oh my God, thank God. And I can tell you that I dated guys and it's that feeling of like, is it ever going to work or will it, and because I wasn't in a really state of full confidence. And I'm so grateful that they didn't work out, because it would have been a disaster. Pink Rose Heart Goddess. So will your career be working with pets? I heard yes, but not in the way you think. So I don't know what that means, but just yes, but not in the way you think. So maybe you think you're going to be a vet and you end up being somebody who runs like the fundraising thing for an animal shelter, or maybe you think you're going to be a dog trainer and you end up being the coordinator for a working pets organization, something like that. So it says, it feels like yes, but not in the exact way you think. Hala, any advice for your worries? Breathe. I do feel like your mind gets you carried away, like where you go completely off the deep end, and then it's like, what if this terrible, horrible thing happens? And it's sort of that, like, well, what if it does? It's like, instead of worrying, what if it happens? Go, okay, what if it does? What if it does happen? You just pick up your bootstraps and you get moving. Like, it's sort of like, my one daughter will always ask, like, Mommy, what if the world was upside down and in water and blah, blah? And I said, well, then it would be. Like, it sort of takes that, like, not that I'm trying to take her wonderment away, but when you're really worrying like that and freaking out on, like, what if I have no money, and what if I'm going to lose my house, and what if you do? Then you do, and you figure it out. Like, you sort of move into it. So it kind of takes that away from you. Well, then you get assistance, or you do this, or you do that. It just, taking the scary out of it sort of pushes your worry away. I do feel like there's, like the underlying anxiety thing. I feel like movement and exercise would really help you kind of like channel that energy out. I know that's very simplified, but that's what they're giving me in a simple terms. Sometimes when you do personal readings, I see like the bigger whatever stuff, but in these situations, especially where I feel rushed, because I'm at 1 hour and 18 minutes and I'm not anywhere close to where I said no more questions. So I'm feeling pressured. Alessandra, I did not skip you. Did your mom like Marvin Gaye, Jasmine? Because I heard that song, that no more dancing on the sidewalk, whatever the words are. Well, I've got myself together, baby, and I'm having a ball. So I feel like A, I'm okay. B, I've got either a martini or a margarita in my hand. I'm doing well. And also, it's that feeling of like, don't remain a wallflower, she's saying to you. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I feel. I feel like very body positive from her too, in the sense of like not caring so much about people's judgments and worries. All right, then celebrating. She feels very body pot. Like, I feel like I maybe have a little bit more weight on, but I don't care. I'm still going to wear that party dress, and like, she's celebrating. There's a party going on. So happy birthday to her. 36 is very young. Oh, she said she lived a good life though. No regrets. I feel like she said, I packed it all in. I packed it all in. Like, she packed a lot into a short life. She said, don't worry, I'll be back. Does she visit you in your dreams? Because I feel like she's going to be visiting you in your dreams. Oh, thank you. Hey, for the kind words if you're still here. Rochelle, I don't see yours on here. Holy moly, maybe I just haven't gotten to it yet. Sorry, y'all. Trying to rush. Some of y'all are just like, oh, we got to go to bed. This is ridiculous. I'm almost there. Okay. KK, do I see when you're getting married? I don't know how old you are because it feels like young and it just feels like out a bit of it. So it doesn't feel for a while. Don't rush though. Trust me, don't rush. There is no rush. Jen, what's going to happen with you and Jay this month? It just feels like a crush. It just because I heard nothing. Like, so it just feels like a crush that sort of fizzles out. Hey, is there any area in your life that you should focus on a little bit more? It feels like your health, your mental diet, your mental clarity, like your body, mind, spirit, all of that stuff, like sort of finding balance in that. And the rest of the stuff around you then will sort of balance itself out. Because it feels like I focus so much on the outside, I need to focus a little bit more on the inside. Ivy, will your financial investments work out in the near future? Okay, so yes, but I feel like one thing is breaking even, but it feels like that's actually better than you expected because I don't know if there's some kind of like, but it just feels like yes, but one will work out better than you thought in the sense of I thought it was going to do worse and I broke even, so I'm happy. Oh, I realize I'm just like kind of going on. I didn't even see that so apparently the universe wanted me to answer that. So I'm just going to go with that. All right, y'all. I am done for the night. Finally, holy Christ. Juliet, I don't see your question. So and Rochelle, I didn't get to your question because you asked after I ended. So if you can come back next week, I would truly appreciate it. I'm super tired, y'all. Thank you for watching. As always, thank you for your love and your support and your kindness. To all my new subscribers, welcome to my old subscribers. You're always welcome. I enjoy seeing you guys here, and it does mean a lot when you come back. All right, y'all have a good week. I do want to do a spiritual talk. I had planned on doing it last Friday, but then my daughter ended up having strep, so that didn't happen. So maybe this week I can squeeze one in. Have a great week. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your day. Kindness is always good. Follow me on Instagram at My Spiritual Friend. Twitter is sort of my random thoughts. If you follow me, you'll see I'm kind of random. All right. Sweetest dreams. Good night.